Hi everyone, my name's Ximena and welcome to my first yap session. So I'm actually running a little bit late to work, so I'm gonna get going here. But yeah, I recently moved to the LA area, like Southern California, and this traffic is not it. So I'm kind of in a music rut. So we're gonna do this instead. So recently my cousin asked me if I had to do a 10-minute presentation on any subject, what would it be? And there's two things that kind of popped in my head immediately, and one of them was like all things backpacks and EDC, care community, all of that, or finances. So I'm gonna go with finances for today because I just feel like that's the one that I have been obsessed with the most recently. And then if you guys want backpacks, we could talk backpacks and stuff later, but that one's cooler with like an actual thing that I could like show you and dig around in. So yeah, finances. So I just graduated from the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign in May of 2024. So it's been about 6 months since, like, now that I'm recording this. Yeah, and I graduated with a degree in mechanical engineering, and now I work as a mechanical engineer. So I make a full-time salary here in LA area, but finances is still a big focus for me. So I'm currently in the rotational program, which pays less than if I would have just gone into like a full-time role. So that's kind of unfortunate, but I didn't know what I wanted to do, so this was necessary. But yeah, I would say that I still feel that I can afford all of my needs and then be able to figure out what I want to do with the rest, which would be my wants. So I'm still figuring this out. I'm by no means like a financial advisor, or this is not financial advice. It's just like what has been working for me and what I've been learning. And I really enjoy when people talk about their finances, because I really feel like you don't know what you don't know. And so with finances, that can be anyways, like I was saying, let me recompose myself here. Okay, so like I was saying, you don't know what you don't know, and with finances that can be dangerous because, or not dangerous, like you don't know what you don't know, and with finances, like I want to know more so that I can be better and have a better chance at having wealth. And like I want to teach my kids when I have them like really good financial habits and all of that, and if I want to do that, then I have to start myself. So I feel like that's a big motivator for me. So yeah, so right now, like the only like fixed costs that I have, like things that I absolutely, whoa, it's so foggy. What? Okay, anyways, things that I like absolutely have to pay is my rent. So right now I have a 1-bedroom, 1-bath that I share, or like I split rent with my boyfriend. So that rent, my part is $1,300. So $1,300 for rent, and then I have to pay my, oh, that car hurts. Okay, I have to pay my car payment. So I bought this car in August, certified pre-owned, and so the car payment for this bad boy is $566 a month, and then the car insurance is, I Actually, my policy is up like this week, so I'm gonna try to see if I can get it lower. But my car insurance at this moment is $189. Phone bill, that's $50 a month. Let's see, what else is fixed cost? I'd put like $200 away for groceries per month. That's just what I'm doing right now, and it's working. But I think it would be nice to track a little bit more and actually do the math so I can get a better average, so I'm not like under or over consistently. But right now I just put 200. It is what it is. And then my student loans, I have a few student loans from when I graduated, and it's not like bad at all, especially given like probably like the average. I don't know, probably like a lot, but I'm currently paying $500 a month. So technically, I should just be counting the 70 and not the 500. But I didn't do that math, so I actually don't know what that is. But with the $500 and everything, compared to what I make and all the stuff that I need to pay for, which is what the stuff I just listed, I currently have like a 70% fixed cost rate. So like 70% of my monthly paycheck, or like my monthly earnings, goes to fixed costs. So that leaves me with 30% left, when ideally, or at least ideally how I see it, and like from what I've read what I've watched of like other people saying and stuff, you would want like your fixed costs to be 50% or less. Like that'd be nice, you know. But I'm not there yet, mostly because I'm really pushing to pay off my student loans. I should be done, if I continue the 500, I'll be done in 20 months, I think. So then I'll have an extra $500 a month to spend however I want in 20 months. So that's kind of been keeping me going. So with the rest of the 30%, I invest. So through work, I get a 10% 401k match, which is pretty awesome. So outside of that, I have my own personal like Roth IRA, and I have just like a personal like brokerage account. So this is like the new part of like what I'm trying to learn about and do right now, which is kind of like diversify my portfolio, aka not just 401k and stuff. So yeah, so I do the full 10% match, so that money gets taken out of my bank account before I can even like I even know like what I make with it in my paycheck. So I almost don't even count that, but it is 10% technically, just not of the number that I'm using. So outside of that 10% of my paycheck, I am investing, I think it was like 7.5% of the remaining 30, something like that. I don't think the percentages are gonna add up when I go back and edit this, so maybe I could like overlay with the actual percentages, because I really don't want to be guessing, but I just don't know it off the top of my head. And as you guys can see, this is all off the dome, because I have no notes and I'm not about to be texting and driving or any of that crazy stuff. So this is what you get. But yeah, so let's just call it like a 7.5, maybe for these purposes, like round up to 10% investment rate. And that's I've been listening to a lot of like Ramit Sethi, and that's where he kind of says like to start off with it would be good. It's just like 10% investing, and then if you want to, or you could try every year to up it by 1%. So I kind of like that mindset of not limiting yourself, and but also knowing that it's important maybe not to like max out your investment if it means you're not gonna have any money to spend, right? So that's what I really like about his whole like philosophy, if you want to call it that. So yeah, so let's call it 10%. And then like savings, so I do have an emergency fund, which is 3 months worth of living expenses, like the fixed cost that I was talking about, in my high yield savings account. So I already have that, so I don't have to like save towards that. So the rest of my savings I just put in like a separate vault. So I use SoFi right now for my high yield savings account, and I'll drop all the links to like all the people I'm talking about and all like the accounts that I have and everything in the description if you want to take a look. But I really recommend it, like SoFi. Probably more if you have a steady like direct deposit flow, because that's the way that you unlock the higher APY percentage, which right now, well, it was 4% when I started, but then it's been slowly going down to match like interest rates. But I really like the UI, like the user interface, because it is both a checkings and a savings, so you get like instant transfers, which is really nice, especially when you're like splitting things with people like my boyfriend and I do, because we have to like sell each other and like figure out who paid what, like when we're trying to pay off our credit cards and stuff. So that's just like what we do. But if we didn't have instant transfers, that'd be kind of rough, because I'd have to wait like 2 to 3 days after maybe like paying rent, which is a big one, to hit the money from him. So I think the instant transfers is really nice, and it also has like a vaults setting, so you can put things in separate vaults, and it doesn't mean that it locks it up. It just, I think visually for me, kind of helps me know like, oh, this is my emergency fund. Like I don't have this money because I'm not supposed to use it unless it's an emergency. So it kind of helps it like separate it from my full amount of money that I have available like in my savings. So then I don't even count it as like money that exists for me. So where was I going with this? Oh, how much am I saving? So I don't actively save for my emergency fund. Instead, I save for like other goals. So right now I have the vault name like house, just like randomly. I don't even really know if I'm gonna buy a house. I know that's kind of crazy to say, because I feel like that's what everybody says you need to do. But I'm not even looking at the market, guys, right now. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know what it looks like, so I can't say that I'm gonna buy a house or not buy a house. I'm basically just saving money. So I save money there, and I also put aside a certain amount of money every paycheck in a vault called travel, because that's something that I'm really trying to prioritize. So like I automatically put it there, and I guess that's technically part of my guilt-free spending, because then I almost always use it right away because I'm probably like looking at tickets or something. So okay, for savings, I guess let's just call it another flat 10%. And then the nice thing that I like that I've been learning about right now is the importance of like using your money now while you have it, because it's not all about saving it and planning and prepping for the future, because you have to enjoy the process just like anything else. So I like the idea that money is a tool, and I'm utilizing it to help me, but also to help me enjoy life like right now. So I realized that before I was investing like a lot more of my paycheck, but that wasn't realistic, because then I would have no like guilt-free spending money. So I would always feel that I didn't have enough money, and I know that that's not true. It's just how I was setting up everything. So I lowered that. Just for right now, while I'm paying the car, paying the student loans, which will all be a lot different in a year, I guess. And so let's just say I have the 10% left of guilt-free spending, and that's exactly what it sounds like. Like I'm allowed to use that however I want. So part of it I automatically put for travel, because I know that I want to do that, and then the rest is for whatever I want. So that's kind of how I'm approaching it right now. I'm not saying this is like the only way to do it, the right way. I'd be really interested to see what you guys think about the approach, any like tips or recommendations. I'm always willing to like learn more about it. So about just like finances in general, like I have no idea what life insurance does or like all that stuff, but I know that some people like talk about that a lot, or how it can help. So yeah, I don't know, that's just what I know right now. I'm also pretty like excited about like the whole credit card like miles and points thing. I wouldn't also call myself an expert on that, but I enjoy taking advantage of like the sign-up bonuses and stuff. So like to kind of explain there's a bunch of different types of credit cards, and some of them are kind of deemed like travel credit cards because they have a lot of rewards and benefits with things concerning travel. So those are the cards that I have started to get because, like I mentioned, I really like to travel, and so it's always nice when you can pay for a hotel or a flight with points. So I got my first credit card. Oh shoot, I don't even know. Like maybe like 4 years ago. Wait, does that make sense? The math's not mathing. Anyways, sometime after I was 18. I don't think I got it right at 18. I think I didn't know. But I got the Discover student card. So that one is the one that I recommend to like everybody starting out, just because it's so easy. One, to get approved, especially like you're a student. It's called the Discover like student card or something, and there's no annual fee, there's no fees like for owning the card. You don't have to pay something, which obviously is really nice when you're just starting out or when you're a student. And it's a cashback card, so like every month they have a different category, and you can you activate it and then you get 5 times cash back in that category. So like the one of the times it was like streaming services and gas or something like that, and so you get 5 times back on that, and then everything else is just like times 1. So kind of basic, like you're not paying for anything crazy, there's not like a ton of benefits, but it does let you just like start building your credit. So that's the first one I started off with, and then probably like a year and a half later I got the Chase Sapphire Preferred. So that's the $95 annual fee, and that one is what's regarded by a lot of people out there as like a good beginner travel card if you're trying to start getting into that game. So when I signed up, it was 60,000 points as a sign-up bonus if you, within opening the cards, within like the first 3 months, you spend X amount. So usually it could be anywhere from like $3,000 to $4,000 in 3 months, and then you get like the points. But it's really worth it, and I would say like wait to get the card until you know that you're gonna be able to spend that much money in 3 months if it's not something that you normally spend, because that's kind of like what makes it worth it, because those 60,000 points, that's like $600 right there if you were to just like cash it out in gift cards, which I don't recommend you do, but I'm just saying like that's like the actual value probably when it's just like 0.%. So yeah, I started with the Chase one next, and that one you get like a $50 hotel credit, which is like kind of nice, but you have to do it through their portal. But like you start getting travel protection benefits, like if your flight gets delayed or your checked bags, like if they get lost, blah blah blah. I've never had to use any of that, so actually I don't even really know how legit any of that is, but I do feel better like paying for flights and stuff with that card. And you also get more points back for like if you were to book a flight through their portal, and I think even the Chase, just like any travel purchases, is ×2. So yeah, that's the one that I got, and then I only had those 2. And then recently I got the Capital One Venture Rewards card. So not the Venture X, this is their like starter $95 annual fee like travel card, and that one had a really good promotion when I was signing up. It was that you got a $250 travel credit and 70,000 bonus points. So that one was really good, and now that I have both of them, I'm starting to see like where their one is better than the other. Like Chase gives me ×3 back on dining, so anytime I'm gonna go get food, I'm gonna pay with the Chase. But everything else, Capital One gives me for sure 2 times back instead of like 1 times from Discover or Chase. So stuff like that is how you maximize like getting miles and points, and then you can use those points to pay for stuff. So like I'm gonna go visit my friend in DC, and I use the $250 travel credit to buy, or like I guess help subsidize my flight to go see her. So like that was really nice. And then my boyfriend and I want to go to Japan in November, and we're gonna try to book as much of like the hotels and flights with points, because he has like his own card, so we have more points together. So yeah, so that, I don't know, it's just really fun. But also don't get a credit card if you're not gonna use it responsibly, please. I always pay it off. Like I don't have any credit card debt. Like that's not in any of the things that I'm worried about financially, and so I definitely think it's a tool, and you have to use it correctly as well. So just be careful with that one, because that one can get really bad. They have really bad like interest rates if you're gonna buy something and keep that purchase on there for a really long time. So definitely would not recommend that. But I think if you do view them as a tool, they can be really beneficial for things like travel and extended warranties on products that you're buying, like tech and stuff. So yeah, I think all of that is pretty good. That was just my car telling me to brake. Don't worry, guys. It's all good. What time is it? 6:49. Oh, I'm gonna be late. I have a meeting at 7. It's like a Zoom meeting, I guess. So it should be fine, but I want to be at my desk at 7, and that's not possible. So what the heck is this car doing? Anyways, so yeah, that's where I'm at with like the whole finances thing, and I think it's a really fun topic, and you can really get into it, and there's a lot of voices on the internet talking about it. So that's like another thing, being careful about who you're listening to for advice. Like, if none of this makes sense for you, that what I'm saying, like, please don't listen to me. Like, I want you to find what's good for you, the same way that I'm just trying to find out what works for me, and that's fine. So yeah, just take all of this with a grain of salt. I'm just wanting to open the conversation, and especially maybe also like seeing more people like me talk about money, because I feel like everybody that talks about money and credit cards and everything, they don't look like me. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little chat sesh. I guess I'll leave it there because I'm almost here, and I hate this like part of the commute because there's just always so much drama with the cars. But yeah, that's all I have for today, and drop a comment on anything that sounded interesting or that you have questions about, and I'll try my best to answer anything, and I'll see you guys next time.